Guys, it's David with davidspassage.com coming to you with another video. And I don't know about where you're at in the country, but here in Michigan it is gorgeous and I'm getting ready to do some camping. So I thought I'd go over a couple of things with you. In a previous video I showed you how I hang my ENO DoubleNest hammock, and I got a new technique I'm going to try out and doing that in this video, and showing you just how to shave 4 ounces off your pack weight by doing something new with that. If you watch my other video, I use a marlin spike type of knot, slippery knot to hang that up. Today though, I'm going to hang that with a new technique, getting rid of the carabiners altogether, as was suggested to me in another video. And I'm also going to go through and show you how I hang my tarp. When I go hammock camping, it's a hammock and a tarp. That's pretty much it. This is my Kelty Noah Tarp 12. It's a 12-foot square-ish tarp. And I'm going to go through a couple configurations of that with you, show you some basic knots and how to hang it, how I hang it with my ENO DoubleNest. Especially feature this today. This is give you a little overview of the Kelty Noah 12. So stick around. So first of all, I'm going to feature this. I'm going to talk a little bit real quick about this. If you want to learn more about the ENO DoubleNest, you can watch my other video on how to do it. Basically, it's a hammock. When I first got it, it weighed 1 pound 11.4 ounces, and this morning I took the carabiners off and actually shaved off 4.3 ounces, and I'm going to show you how to hang it without the carabiners. So here's my hammock. Let's go ahead and hang it. These straps that I'm using are actually super long, much longer than you're probably ever going to need in a hammock hanging situation, but they're long straps. They originally came with a ratchet on this end. What I did was I took the ratchet off. I used my bench grinder to take that off. You can use a hacksaw to take it off, or just cut the nylon off and shave some of that off. And I just tied an overhand loop in this strap just by taking this and going over and bringing that loop through like that. Just tied one of those in the one end, and when I hang it on a tree, I just throw it around the tree. Bring it back around, and then simply slip the tag end of that through the loop. Now do I go to my other tree and I just do the same thing. Now my last video, or the other video, I showed you how to use the carabiners that come with it by making what's called a marlin spike knot, and it looks like this. If you want to find out details on how to do that, you could see it in my other video. I've used that on a few camping occasions, and it works really well, and it's a slip knot, so it comes undone real easy. But today I'm just going to ditch the carabiner altogether and show you how you can do a knot that'll work just as well without the carabiner. You can actually save some weight and space in your pack by getting rid of those carabiners. And what I'm going to do is take the tag end of this and kind of fold it over. I'm going to put it through the eye of this, okay? Bring it up, and this is just a simple slip knot. Bring it up and around, bring the tag end underneath the working end here, and bring that down as a slip knot. Now for added security, I'm actually going to bring that around again and make another slip knot utilizing the loop that you create by doing this. I guess not necessarily a slip knot, but just a knot, a simple knot like that. That's just for added security, so it's there. You can ditch the carabiners altogether. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. Take the tank end of your straps, fit it through the loop, pull it tight. Actually, I'm going to raise this up a little bit to about chest height for me, or shoulder height actually. Bring the tag end underneath, like that, and pull that through, creating a slip knot. Okay, with the rest of that, I'm just going to bring that through too. Now, the weight of this is actually going to be on that first slip knot in here. So this isn't going to be a knot that's going to tighten up and be really hard to undo. All you have to do to get rid of it, or to loosen it up, is pull that loop out through. Okay, then simply take your tag end of your strap and pull that loose. Then it's loose and you can just pull it through. And there it is when it's hung up. That's simply the hammock. Again, utilizing just simple slip knots, getting rid of the carabiners altogether, shaving a little over 4 ounces off your pack weight, and also saving that carabiner space out of the ENO bag. This is a full Kelty Noah 12. This is my 20-ounce cup of coffee this morning. When I originally purchased the Kelty Noah 12, it came in a long brown tubular bag, and the thing was just so bulky and just big to put in a pack, I thought. So what I did was I actually bought this at Walmart. This is a simple waterproof, it's just a waterproof bag. It's sil-nylon. It's super light, and again, the whole thing only weighs 2 pounds 6 ounces. Okay, so inside the bag, I pull that out, and inside is my tarp. Also my ridgeline. This is just 550 paracord with 4 of these sets of cords as tie-outs. Also included in that package, there's 4 of these Coglins stakes. These are similar to the MSR aluminum stakes. They're kind of let me pull one of these out so you can see it. They're kind of a triangular stake thing. They're super strong. They're made out of aluminum, and those came with those little tie-outs in there too, which are really good. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 550 paracord and bring it around the tree like this, above my, somewhat above my my hammock line there. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to make a simple slippery knot here. Okay, so to do the slippery knot, you just bring your paracord around, and this is the tag end, the short end, and I'm going to bring it up and make just a simple overhand knot like that. Pull that tight. Then I'm going to bring this over and make a slip knot. Bring this tag end here over the working end and pull a little loop through like this. Okay? Make sure that's nice and tight. This is your tag end. When you want to let go of it, you just pull it. But to make it a little extra secure, I'm going to go ahead and make another slippery knot with the tag end of my loop here by going up under like that and pulling that through like that. So it's almost like a double slip knot. Okay, so to release it, you pull the tag end of that loop and then you pull the tag end of your string. But otherwise, that should work pretty good. Okay, so for my other side here, kind of pulling tight on the other end. This is 550 paracord, so it holds up pretty good. Just going to take that around the tree. Just going over that again. I brought it around the tree. Here's my ridge line that's coming across, that's coming around the tree tight. I bring my tag end over the ridge line. Pull it as tight as I can. You're not gonna. It's 550 paracord, so it's good stuff. Then I'm gonna make another slippery knot. I'm gonna bring this tag end up over this end. Bring that through. I'm gonna try to hold on to this as I pull this tight, so that my slip knot ends up right there. It can stay nice and tight. Okay, just like that. Now again, I'm gonna put another slippery knot in using the loop end, bringing that over, pulling a section through, making that tight. Now what I like to do is I actually like to tie in a couple of what's called a Prusik knots onto my ridge line. And to do that, I like to use a different color cord just so I can see them right away when they come out of the bag. Normally what I do, once I tie these, I leave them on the ridge line. I don't take them off when I pack the thing away. It just makes it a lot easier to not only to pack away, but then when I go to set this up again next time, it's super fast, super quick, super easy. So to tie the Prusik hitch, what you do is you match the two ends of your paracord up, put the loop over your ridge line, then pass the two tag ends through under the loop once, twice, 3 times. And then you want to make sure that these little loops are all spaced evenly. They're not crossing over each other. Okay, so you have that. Then what you're going to do is just tighten that down. so it's tight. What's neat about the Prusik hitch is that it's very movable. As you can see, it takes no effort to move it along the ridge line, but when it's pulled tight and the tarp is pulled tight with it, you can't pull it this way. It locks up on itself. Okay, so again with my other ridge line, do this a little quicker this time. With the Prusik hitch, match the two ends up. Take your loop end, go over your ridge line, pass the two tag ends through once, twice, 3 times. Okay, make sure that these aren't jumbled, so it looks nice and neat like that. Pull it tight. Again, simple to move, but will not budge once you pull your tarp taut. Again, the tarp I'm using today is the Kelty Noah 12, and the reason why I like the 12 is it just gives me the sense of greater space when I'm hanging in my hammock. I'll show you the configuration. You know, a lot of guys, when they hang these hammocks I've been watching online, they like to hang them in this diamond shaped pattern, and I think it's just simply to get the rain off. So you can get away with a 6-foot tarp put in a diamond configuration. Me, on the other hand, I like a little bit more privacy, and so with the Kelty Noah 12, I'm going to show you how to configure it in such a way that you can get a little bit more privacy out of it. It doesn't weigh a whole lot more than the Kelty Noah 9 or whatever, and I think for the added privacy, it's worth the extra few ounces it weighs. So. Once I throw my tarp over, the first thing I'm going to do is take these little guy out points and attach them to my Prusik hitches. And to do that, I'm just going to take the guy out point of the Kelty Noah, pull my tag in through, and I'm just going to do a couple of, I think this is a box knot actually. It's a technical term for it. Okay, pull that way. Real easy to slide. Pull the tag in through, and then I'm going to make a box knot. I think that's what you can do a double, overhand knot like that. I think that's what it's called. I'm not real familiar with my knot names, but basically I do it a couple ways. If it's a simple camping, there's not a lot of wind, I'll just do that simple box knot. Otherwise, I'll go over twice, pull tight, a little bit, and then back over the other way twice and pull that tight. Okay, with the Prusik hitches now, what I can do is I can pull the tarp taut really as tight as you want it. I mean, you can really make it really super tight. And there's where we're at so far. Again, I'm going with a square configuration just because I like my privacy. And I'll show you why that is in a minute. All right, for this next step, I'm just going to take my stakes here and guy out the corners of the tarp. On the Kelty Noah too, you have these little eyelets here. You also have tag ends all over the place. Now, there it's just sort of a simple guying out of the 4 corners. A lot of people configure it that way. If you want extra space inside the tarp, what you would do is take these, pull them up, change them up a bit. But I'm going to show you a configuration that I really like to use that makes it more of a tent configuration in terms of having a little bit more privacy, having doors on it and that sort of thing. To do that, instead of going in the corners like this, I actually come in one point further, bring this one out, and put that one in. Okay, so there's my tarp pretty much set up the way I like to do it for the most part. Now I'm going to show you a trick that I really like. I guess this isn't really a trick. This is just the way I like to do it. But instead of pulling the green corners out and staking them out so it's like just a triangle, what I like to do is take those stakes, move them into the very next loop there, and I'm going to show you what you can do with these to give you some added privacy in the woods. Okay, so now I've got these are our corners down here. What I like to do is find a stick, bring these two guys together, pull it tight, put one end through the other. Then just put a stick through that loop so it looks like that. I do that there and do it here. Taking one of the loops through the other, putting a stick through it. Because it's tight, it's going to pull on itself, and the stick's going to stay there. I'll show you why I really like that. Because when you're inside the hammock, you can see that or not, it adds a bit of privacy by closing up that outer end. And I really like that. Now to finish the job off, I just take the other two ends, I put the stakes there, do the same thing to that side, and that's what it looks like when you're all done. If you want added room when you're inside, you can take the included rope and ties and that sort of thing, time to here, pull that out. That'll give you a little bit more space inside. There's some debate. Some people like to put the ridge line under the tarp. With the Kelty, you could put it over the tarp. As you can see, there's a loop in the middle. You could put the ridge line over top. For me, I gotta be honest with you, I'm sort of the fan of the inside ridge line, because when you're in here, I can hang stuff on here like a light. You know, keeps the ridge line a little bit more dry, I guess. So that's it. That's pretty much how I like to go camping, by setting the ridge line up like that and the hammock up like that. Appreciate you watching. The Kelty Noah 12 is a great tarp. It's very affordable, very lightweight. I like the 12-footer because I think it gives you a little bit more added room inside the tarp when you're hammocking in it. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your views, appreciate your subscriptions. If you want to learn more about some of the outdoors things that I do, please visit davidspassage.com, or you can follow me on Twitter at davidspassage, and I'll be updating my Facebook page too. You can go find David's Passage on Facebook and like that page if you want to get updates that way. But I appreciate your views, and thank you so much for watching, and have a great time camping this summer.